I'm going to start by saying thank you again.
Oh, yeah.
Serious. Our firm is named The Advocates, but we're looking out for people who are watching out for other people. And that's you guys.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, it's a pleasure.
Yeah.
I'm on. Thank you.
Right. Thank you so much for having us here.
Should we jump in?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, I'm going to ask the first one then.
You go, Ken.
If you could go back 20 years, what would your past self think of what you're doing today?
Deon, you want to answer that? Because 20 years would only put you at what?
Easier for him to
12,
remember.
14.
Yeah, well, so yes, so right, we're talking about 15 for me, 14 actually. So I would, you know what? That's a two-sided question because I am very happy about where I am as far as my passions and where my endeavors are, but yet because of my competitiveness and within myself and my yearning to want to always do more, I probably may not be as proud of myself financially. See, that's the one thing about living the life of an entrepreneur. You know what I mean? And doing the thing that you love. You do live in passion, but there is a sacrifice and whatever have you. So, yeah. But I would definitely see myself as in the process of great endeavors. So, yeah, I think my past self would really appreciate where I'm at right now.
I love that.
I don't know how to answer that. I would be 24, 25. She wouldn't believe it. She wouldn't believe it. When I was in my 20s, I didn't really want to be out in community, and I didn't care to be aware of the things that I'm aware of now. So I've had a few different lives in just 44 years. And so my 24-year-old self was very selfish.
Okay. Well, I have.
And that's just being honest, you know?
I have to ask them, what caused the change?
I was raised around a lot of advocacy. My mom, when I was very young, she worked for Child Protective Services. And so I grew up, if we were in the mall and she saw a child by themselves, she'd be like, no, she'd stop everything. Who are you here with? You know, where are you supposed to be? And so going from that, as a teenager, she worked in a lot of politics actually in the community. And then she also helped, churches. And my mom was in advocacy a lot. And I think going into my 20s, it was like, I'm tired of that. I don't know. I got into this opportunity to be grown, quote unquote, and I wanted to do what I wanted to do. And it was not really being in community. It was being more concerned with what I wanted. And though I had a heart for people and always have had a heart for people, I chose in my 20s to kind of turn a blind eye to it. So, and then coming into my 40s, I recognized how I wasn't living the life I wanted to live. And so there was a lot of self-reflection turning 40.
I love
and
that.
in that self-reflection, it was, you're not really doing what you want to do, not at this age. And I quit my full-time job and got back into massage because I actually became a massage therapist at the age of 18. It was right out of high school. I went into massage school. So I've always had a heart to help people. It was just the superficial part of me was more prominent during that time.
Do you think that your mom in any way played a part in you pursuing massage at such a young age?
Oh, heck yeah. Yes. She actually told me when I was around 16, 17, she was like, you have really good hands. And she would always have me rub on her back or,
just giving you
Carita,
all the
my
compliments.
shoulders, yes.
The best hands.
Oh, you're so, girl, heavenly hands. And so she definitely pushed me towards massage going out of high school. Also because she was a single mom, there was no real money for college and no awareness either on other opportunities or resources.
Mm-hmm.
So massage school was what she pushed me to.
Yeah.
So
Deon, did you have a similar, like, was massage the first career path you took?
It would have been
18?
nice if it was. Oh man. No, I didn't come into massage too much. I'm going on my third year as a massage therapist. So
Wow.
in the game, I'm actually quite new to massage. So, but similar to Carita, I remember rubbing my mom's feet too. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, oh, you have really good hands. And, so I was introduced to touch at an
Mm-hmm.
early age. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? My life started when I went to the military and everything else. That's kind of where I got the bulk of my growing up, the bulk of my discipline
Yeah.
and whatever have you, and got my first introduction into medicine, and that was through the paramedic, the paramedic, EMT,
Mm-hmm.
working the ambulance. So I kind of really felt love for the body from a stimulus or a trauma standpoint. So I would always go to people at their worst. So I always had this savior complex. Like it wasn't just enough to
Mm-hmm.
help somebody that was well able. I wanted to help someone that was in a very bad situation and bring them up out of that. So it started from that extreme, me not being satisfied with the administrative back end of the healthcare system. When you get into the insurance and when you get into the, the cost of so many things and the referral systems and the long wait lines and just the health illiteracy and just the huge barriers to, quality access to
Yeah.
healthcare. I really just saw the limits of my occupation. That field of EMS definitely needed, love it, but as we all know, within the healthcare facility, there's some areas that need to be improved. And unfortunately, that administrative jargon really wanted me to go into something where I can control and still implement health. And it actually started as a fitness trainer solely. I was a fitness trainer.
Mm-hmm.
And it was through me stretching clients I actually went to massage school. Thank you, Uncle Sam, for paying the massage school
Yep.
bill. And come to find out, I fell in love with massage and just helping people and whatever have you.
Yeah.
And really felt that with our connection with running into Carita, when we find these journeys at these similar times, she's in her 40s, I'm in my 30s, and
Yeah.
we connect at this crossroad, and we're both wanting to take more control of our lives and
Mm-hmm.
definitely have the freedom and the financial independence to do so. So
Yeah, to make the impact you want.
yes, so
Mm-hmm.
we definitely been attacking it, and through actually opening access points, how we see the need, we've helped so many people through these events, these
Mm-hmm.
workshops, just through the door. So
Yeah.
yeah, kind of got me on the same path as Carita,
So we have
just different
military
routes.
veteran, EMT,
Yeah.
personal trainer, massage therapist. What do databases, security operations, and massage therapy all have in common?
Gosh. So they all need to archive data through SOAP charting, and they all need to have a patient confidentiality and abide by HIPAA.
Good old
Okay.
HIPAA.
Yeah, that's what they are, because we need to store those chart workers. That's data information. And security, you got to secure those things
Mhm.
down. Absolutely.
Love it, love it, love it.
That's almost too easy, though. What about the actual doing of those things?
Well, that's one of a major key point that me and Carita really been really involved with. And we've actually teamed up with Hop Services. He goes well beyond kind of software engineer, because we are actually in the process of developing a infrastructure that is going to develop a kind of patient profile. You know what I mean? When they engage in these multitude of services, fitness training, massage therapy, estheticians, chiropractic, acupuncture, these different affiliates that Carita has different loose contracts with, we want to be able to keep certain, chart records centralized to really quantify data. You know what I mean? Especially if we're all taking the same vital signs, it really shows a trend of analysis that can really project a client's healthcare plan and everything else. So with that, we wrote these concepts down and gave it to these software engineers is there a way to develop a way where it can take in all of our unique different aspects that we focus on, because these things that I'm talking about, these are like 18 different systems we would have to buy. One for the massage therapist, one for the fitness trainer, one for the doctor.
Right.
There's not one integrative enough that accumulates all of those, especially from a holistic standpoint, because we don't yet have the full respect we have as the surgeons and everything else. The massage therapist doesn't get the same thing as the physical therapist. The fitness trainer doesn't get the same thing as the physical therapist.
Right.
There's a lot of legislative aspects that are in play right there. So for the maintenance holistic healthcare system, which is huge, fitness trainers, nutritionists, massage therapists, these are the people you're supposed to see actually more frequent than your actual doctor and dentist. So with us having a lack of representation, we needed a more increase in access, and that is through technology. So we are developing right now a website that just kind of centralizes a lot of our intake forms or whatever have you. But in the future, we hope to make this more of an application where everything's a lot more centralized, and it works just more like your next gen systems for like public healthcare systems, or these are different healthcare operating systems. So security, data, and healthcare is something that should have already been, especially holistic. But I think holistic healthcare really needs to be implemented, because I feel like we're doing a good job in healthcare. We have great healthcare systems. It's really those acupuncturists, fitness trainers, like we're being left out of big innovations of healthcare. Like,
Right.
yeah, that's very intimate. Yeah, people going through that.
I think that's something we see. I mean,
every day.
We're dealing with corporations, insurance companies, and there's a one end of the spectrum. You see, the orthopedic, broken bones, obviously.
Right.
But then at the other end, there is the more holistic, the acupuncture, massage. I mean, and there's a whole range on that. It used to be chiropractic down in that. And it's, where does all of that fit? And some part of it is the legislature.
Policy. Where does all of that fit, and who's going to cover it?
Absolutely.
Right. So a lot of the holistic healthcare, at least for that we see with our clients seeking for, treatment due to their injuries in their accident, a lot of that holistic healthcare isn't covered. Or they get, 10 massages under their insurance when they've been in this like catastrophic accident, required surgery, and they're going to need massage for the rest of their life. Right. And it's like, I think we as a system prioritize through what's covered. Like we can see our priorities through what health insurance is covering. And I think we need to do things like what you're talking about, Deon, making this integrative system that brings all this holistic care together to prove, look, this is a priority and health insurance should cover it. So yeah, that's really, really cool.
Definitely.
That mission is awesome.
Data.
It's quite the mission.
What was the app
quite
or
the
the
mission.
company you said you were working with to help create that?
Hop Services.
Hop Services.
Mhm.
Okay.
And they're new to Seattle as well, but he's been working in this area, I believe, for about 3 or 4 years now. We find lots of small businesses just looking to break through some barriers themselves. And so collaborating with them allows them the platform that we acquire as well, and vice versa. Yeah.
So you guys are good at what you do, and it's not just you saying that. Talk to us about this competition.
Yes.
See, we're great at what we do. Go ahead, Deon. Tell them about the competition.
Right. So the number one nation sports massage therapist happens to be local, Seattle, Washington, myself, body mechanic. So that's pretty good. We won 2023 Denmark massage championship. We're going back again this year.
Nice.
Denmark 2024. This time to take the full kabang. I plan on getting the full gold medal. So
Yes, Deon.
I'm going back for it. But
After 3 years.
yeah.
After just practicing 3 years. And there's people we compete against who've been doing this like me, like for over 20 years. But yes, we went, tell them, okay, it's called the International Massage Association. And they host every year in Denmark, Copenhagen, Denmark. And you are responsible for applying and getting yourself there, but you compete with over 50 countries. There were over 250 participants last year, and there's different categories. So there was sports, which is what Deon did. There's Thai, chair, Western freestyle, Eastern freestyle, and Swedish. And they do have a facial as well. So there's different categories, and they're judging you based off of your technique, off of how you present your technique, different modalities, the tool usage. And so it's a wide range. They sit there with this chart and they're judging you. And Deon under a lot of stress last year because it was our first time going, and some other things, but he brought back #1 in the nation for sports massage. So it was wonderful. It was really cool.
Do the same people place up at the top year after year, or is it kind of rotating?
So let's just say something.
It's a competition.
Thailand has that competition on lock. America only took home 2 medals. Myself and Melissa. It was her name, Swedish. Queen of Swedish massage. Yeah, amazing. But she took home the gold medal in Swedish, I believe. So the rest, I think the majority of them went to Thailand. Oh my God. They just year after year, you're talking about a lot of their competitors have medals, just pictures with just 5, 6 medals, like true Michael Phelps versions of massage therapists there, right? So it goes really deep. America is quite new in the European massage circuit, right? Thailand are like the Chicago Bulls or like the old Lakers or the Celtics, and they are running the league right now. But America has had a mass amount of participation coming up. I guess the flow we happen to go into, my initial one, was one of the biggest American turnouts, they said, that happened in the competition. So it seems
there were like 32, I believe. It was somewhere around 30 to 32 people
32.
from America.
How many total enter?
Last year was like 250. They had 250 people there altogether.
Wow.
From different countries.
Yeah, America probably came deep with maybe 30.
Yeah, we had
40.
a lot of people there, but we only took home 2. But to answer your question, if it's the same people winning, it's a competition. You come, and I think with Thailand always winning so many, they've been entering in this year after year after year.
Yeah.
So they know what to come with. They know how to present. So,
but they did birth competition because Team USA Massage now is formulated now. We're ambassadors for the Seattle end, but it's all different states all throughout, and we plan on going back again 2024. So
when is it happening?
June. It's the first Saturday and Sunday of June this year. Last year they did it in July.
How do you apply to be a participant of the massage? Because that's what I want to sign up for.
You know, that is so funny. It's funny because last year, the way that they did it was we just rotated with other competitors. But it's funny because in talking to different organizers of competitions, because they're wanting to bring some out to the Pacific Northwest, I was actually, in our brainstorming, it's like, how do we get the general public more involved in this? And immediately it's like, well, let them sign up for massages.
Exactly.
Let them sign up for massages. So that's been in discussion, but no one yet has involved the general public massively. But I think that would be amazing, because even when we announced that we were going last year, people were like, what is that? That's a thing? Like, I just want to get the massage. And, so definitely involving the general public.
Well, Carita's
would be
being modest.
thing.
So as I've been knocking out massage championships, Carita's been on another realm of actually bringing these championships and a portion of it here to Seattle. Actually bringing, even when I bring these championships, these are festivals of different master teachers that we go see and take classes from on top of competitions. So you also get skills that come with it too. You actually get massage credit. Continuing education credits to go on to your license and everything else. So you come back, you actually come back with education and everything too. So we bring these techniques back in the form of classes and in networking and just
community building,
education. But Carita is actually conducting with different IMA, that's kind of different league of facilitators, to actually host more of these competitions here in Seattle. Hopefully get an international one here, just on a tour circuit. But once again, actually bringing more attention to the Americans and kind of having Seattle kind of be the focal point, because we happen to be local here. So
I
we
love
hoping
that.
to see her bring me here so I can win a medal
Yes.
here, because I want to win a medal here.
In the
So
hometown.
I told her I
That's
want
good.
a
Right.
championship here. So she's actually in the works of bringing that here, and hopefully in the next 2 or 3 years you should be seeing some signs come up for those.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
One
Big deal
one thing
coming.
just said. You said that at these competitions they have the participants, the competitors are also the patients, the subjects.
Mhm.
Do you guys like getting massages?
That's probably one of the best parts. I mean, you're not going to get a bad massage. These are all champions in their own right. Like, everybody from the best
Yeah.
schools are coming there to
Yeah.
so no one gets a bad massage, and everything's pretty cool and everything. But the thing about it is we have no impact on it. The judges are completely different. They don't get the massages. So
So the person receiving the massage is not doing the scoring. It's
Mm-mm.
all from
It-
observers
It's
of
observers.
the techniques.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So when
Interesting.
you're receiving, you don't really have any say. They knew better than
Right.
to do
Yeah.
that. You know?
It's so
Wow.
subjective.
Right,
Yeah.
because
Yeah, right,
it becomes very subjective. But even in viewing it, these people who are judging, they're also teachers. They offer there was a couple of my judges from last year. They offered European courses all over Italy and
Oh.
France, and like they
Global.
pull in they pull
Global.
in really good judges.
Same.
So
Yeah.
it's not you're
Everywhere.
not being judged by, like Deon was saying that he wanted to go back and judge, and they're like, no, you haven't been in the game long enough, boo.
Yeah.
Sit
Yeah.
still.
We know.
They
We
make
know
you-
you brought
they
home a
make you wear the
medal.
medal,
Right.
yeah.
So you
Yeah.
actually have to have a little bit more experience than just a
Mhm.
couple years. So
Got it. Okay.
yeah.
So is it hard to have someone else give you I mean, they say doctors make the worst patients. Is it
And lawyers make the worst clients.
Yeah, because
Maybe.
you always know, right? You're
Yeah.
like, I think I
I think it's opposite for us. I think a massage therapist immediately, because we know exactly.
I'm super judgmental
what
though,
we
I have to
need.
admit.
We're critiquing, but I think giving.
I'm very judgmental.
We should be the easiest to give, because we want to give. We want to receive the best. We know to receive the best, you have to allow yourself to give. Like every good massage therapist knows, you have to give the body to the therapist. But what I will say, will we be the most critical? Or like we'll probably give you the best feedback.
Mhm.
But I think in session we should be the best client, though.
I have not always been.
You haven't always been.
Mm-mm. I've not always been, because I was, before I actually found Deon, because he is my therapist now. But before I found Deon, I would go and visit different places, and I really try not to tell people that I'm a massage therapist. But when they start talking and asking questions, she's like, "Listen, you don't really want to know." But when we do start talking, I sense that because I do energy work as well. So I can sometimes sense as well, like, okay, now they're nervous. Now this is going to be the worst massage ever. So that does happen, especially when you tell someone who just got out of school, I've been doing this for 20 years. They were like,
Why did you come see me?
right.
Right. I can see that. Yeah.
So I've not always been, but not on purpose. I'm not
Yeah.
trying to, make anyone feel uncomfortable.
Okay, let's pivot a little bit.
Okay. Let's do
So we were looking at your website, and you all mentioned generational trauma a few times. So I'm wondering, kind of, do you remember when you first started to feel that or recognize it, yourselves? And can you talk a little bit about that?
Well, when I mention generational traumas in our website, when I talk about people of color and generational trauma, it has a lot to do with the taboo when it comes to massage and touch, right? And in the Black community, we tend to steer away from touch a lot outside of the home.
Mm.
And with that, there comes a lot of secrets to inside homes. And I think that has to do more than just, Black community, within the Black community, as communities in general. How do I say this? There's a lot of secrecy that goes on within the Black community when it comes to what happens in the home.
Mm.
And that kind of, it trickles out into community when you have two massage therapists out at community events touching on people's bodies. We get a lot of men, for instance, who don't want another man to touch them.
Yeah.
You even get some women who are like, I don't want a man to touch me, especially in public. What we try to do in our presentation of body work when we're in community is let people know that positive touch is actually, it not only frees your body physically, but it also frees you mentally from different limitations, mental limitations, or feeling like you can't accomplish certain things. I think a lot of that has to do with their own imagery of their body, or being free in a sense, being able to accomplish things outside of the norm of a 9 to 5, or because your mom was in fast food, now you got to work in fast food. When you're able to step outside of the taboo, you're able not to just do that physically, but also mentally. Does that
Right.
make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
So
Do you
I was-
talk about that at all with like repeat clients or clients who you feel maybe have been more impacted by that, and kind of help them work through releasing that and experiencing positive touch and seeing touch as something more? Do you ever talk to people about that, or is it all kind of done through your energy and kind of how you're touching on people?
Putting the therapy into massage therapy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It always, even when it doesn't go this deep, massage sessions typically become therapy sessions. For myself, I'm sure for Deon, he's had several therapy sessions without attempting to be the mental health therapist you kind of do. With the work that I do, yes, whenever I'm touching people, it definitely is that there are conversations that come up. I can't say that I'm providing the mental therapy, but I would hope so. But we also offer, through our collaborations, we offer resources. So there's the Washington Therapy Fund that we work closely with. There's other individuals who have partnered with us, who we recommend to our clients as well
Yeah.
for mental health therapy. But yeah, that's kind of how that comes out.
So if I hear what it's almost like through the act of realizing that touch isn't necessarily a taboo, it's freeing in another way for these. That's really impressive.
One thing that I found a lot in working in massage is that a lot of people, they don't realize that that you are one. You're just one. Like, everything is connected. Your mental is connected to your physical. Your physical is connected to your mental, emotional, your spiritual. And through touch, we just try to tie those all in together to like bring you back to the reality that, sometimes a massage will help you just kind of relax mentally. Sometimes it'll help you digest as well. Sometimes it'll help you increase your energy. Sometimes it will decrease your energy. It's just the massage, the touch that's given at the time and what you're needed. Sometimes it is touch that you need to help lower your blood pressure.
Yeah.
You don't really need to pop the pills. So just helping people recognize that positive touch has more than just one benefit.
Well, specifically with the Black community, one needs to understand that generational trauma, I feel, because I think even me and you, Carita, you could probably even attest that once they receive, they love it. They're true believers like anybody else is true believer. And at this point in my career, it's just touching a human, I make them a believer. You know what I mean? So I've never had a racial, ethnic, political, any type of that be a barrier. Where I find the most barrier happens to be is a generational trauma to be accepted versus to truly heal. So the African community is big on, spending in either entertainment or aesthetically appearance material things that I have to brand myself as a certain status, ton of money in these industries and the clothing industry, the makeup industry, the hair industry, the nail industry, the even outside the vehicle in like all these things to appear a certain type of way
Yeah.
instead of the the investments, because that's also an investment, right? But the other investment is this stuff's not cheap also. So you have two things that aren't cheap, right? This entertainment and this branding appearance wear versus
The inner
the
work.
the health, the inner work, which is not, you may not look you know what I mean,
Right.
apparent, but you got mental health, you got clarity, you have good diet, you have no knots in your back, and you lifted 300 pounds, and and a bench press. I'm just saying, if that's your goal, but all this other work, it's a different type of
Investing
sale. And
differently.
the
Yep.
fact that it's immediate pleasure. A movie's going to entertain you like
Yeah.
that. If you get your makeup done, hair done, oh, your hair looks good, nails look good, all this immediate stuff. And if I get you on a fitness plan, you may not get a compliment that day or that week. If I put you on a meal plan, you're not going to compliment that day, that week. If I massage you once, I'm not going to get rid of every single thing that's wrong with you that day. So we have this delayed gratification of something
Yes.
that does cost versus immediate gratification, but that does cost and costs. The thing about
Yeah.
it is that it's a dual-edged sword, because it's a double cost. It's going to cost the money,
Yep.
and it's going to cost a lot of the energy from you that's going to decay the health. Versus the other. Now, once again, if everything's fully in balance, you have plenty, you can do all of them. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But of course, it's a priority, right? I have to have a shelter before I have cable, right? I need to eat
Mhm.
food before I, invest in candy. So we need some basis. So if health could be that basis, right?
Yeah.
Because as far as we know, this is the one body we got to take us through this reality. We need the proper food, we need the proper sleep, we need the proper stimulation, we need the
Mhm.
proper stress relievers, and the proper money, these basic properties. And unfortunately, with this immediate gratification of like social media and fast food and all this stuff, it's very hard to say meal prep. It's going to take you 3 hours though, and
Right.
still expensive. But I'm gonna go to this Big Mac and still spend the meal. But once
Mhm.
again, it's that war with fighting the want for them to indulge in wants versus needs. It's a
Yeah.
classic
It's
wants and
it
needs,
takes so
y'all.
much discipline.
Classic wants. Turn the TV off, read the book. The TV's usually gonna win, right? The book's
Yeah.
not as fun. So right.
One side
100%.
is very transitional
Mhm.
or transactional, and the other one is transformational. It's like
Mm.
which
There you
which one do
go.
you want? And obviously you want both,
Mhm.
but you can't ignore
Which one takes priority?
Yeah.
Yeah.
exactly.
I try to I've been saying this motto to myself a lot lately, and it's do the thing that makes you feel good later
Mhm.
versus doing
Mm.
the thing that makes you feel good right now. And
Mm.
it takes so much discipline and like almost permission from
Yeah.
others, and so I think that's why like promoting what you're
Yeah.
doing and assuring people that this is this is what you do want to invest your
Yeah.
time in. Look at this, look
Right.
at these results, look at this
Absolutely.
person's transformation. Like if we have more visualization of that or more
Yes.
publicity, hopefully
Marketing's
it makes it
huge.
easier, it gives people permission to like really have the discipline to do those things.
That's so
Yeah.
true. Media is big when it comes to that.
You
Media is
summed it
Mhm.
definitely.
up with too, like the do what you want. You gotta do what you it's good for you now. So
Yeah.
later, it's
Yeah.
good for you later than
Say it one more
now.
time. I liked it
I
too.
like that
Do
one.
the things that make you feel good later.
Yes,
Do the
that's
things
right.
that make you feel
That
good
summed everything
later.
up right
Yeah.
there. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I love that.
I mean,
So,
sometimes you got to do the things that make you feel
Yeah.
good now,
Yeah.
too. But like
Yeah.
try and focus and, invest in those things as well.
Yeah. I like that. I think I'm gonna take that with me today.
Mm,
Thank
good.
you.
Yes. Thank you. Okay. Let's transition a little bit to your organization and you two as a duo. You
Mhm.
just click. I wonder, when you met, did you immediately click, or was it maybe something that came later after working together?
we met
I
online.
found him online. Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Of course.
I found him on Instagram.
Technology's awesome.
Yeah.
I was actually looking for another technique. Being a massage therapist for so long, I did. I went looking for something more within my practice. and I went online and found him in the area. I actually was looking. I looked in California. And it was funny because right as I found a instructor in California, it was March 2020. So it, the week after finding her, it was like, oh no, you're not going nowhere. So everything kind of shut down. So a year into COVID, so 2022,
Yeah.
so 2 years into COVID, I reached out again and found him. And it was like, I just want to learn your technique. Just teach me the technique and we can do some exchanges. I can teach you what I do. And we met for a barter and we never left each other after that. So we immediately clicked.
Yeah.
But it was over more than just the work itself. It was also the interest of group economics, pulling businesses together opposed to doing this separately, because I had owned my own business before. And as a massage therapist, well, when you're providing services, period, you have to do the service part, the admin part, the marketing part, the media part, and it was just a lot.
Yeah.
And so getting back into massage after COVID, it was like, I don't want to do this by myself anymore. And I reached out to a few massage therapists who didn't have the same goals, didn't have the same vision. And so in meeting Deon, it was, again, more than just the massage itself, but the desire to have a partner in what you're doing, because, and also in recognizing our weaknesses, like he was like, I'm not good at the admin. I was like, I got that.
Yeah.
I got that. I got that part. And him being new to massage and much younger, he also has the stamina to get through these 6 to 8 to 10 hour days if that's what it takes. So he does that part, I do this part, and we've been together ever since.
Absolutely. It was complete business. That's the thing. Healthcare, like, it's unfortunately, if we could just be Superman, like in the comic books, it's only do the superhero stuff. That's it. But you don't know the back end. Superhero man has to wash that uniform. He has to fold that uniform. He has to
Yeah,
clean his
right.
bin. Batman has to fix the Batmobile. You probably don't see all the gunk that goes
They
into
need
making that
directions
stuff.
for how to get where they're
Goes,
going.
right? But and that's what that whole back end. That's what catches so many good therapists. It takes them out. Estheticians, good trainers. I know them all. Carita, like her mastering the admin is not. It doesn't really do it justice, because when you say admin, sometimes you don't understand. Administration is how organizations flow and facilitate their operations.
Yeah.
Without it, it goes into anarchy and doesn't work.
Chaos.
You know what I mean? And so, Carita's ability to centralize that. And if you go to any therapist, we don't need help on our technique. I know some amazing body sculptors, some lashers, some they got the technique. We all say in unison, this is back end stuff. What are these permits? What are this? Listen, I'm just going to go get a job. And she was serving so many people. And I hear that story all the time. Deon, thank God I found you. You're a great massage therapist. My last one left. Why? Because he just couldn't keep up with the day to day. He just went into we lose them to something that needs to sustain the household and everything else. But simple administration would really upcharge our booking rates, which really we make well above the margin. Just by facilitating that would keep so many amazing therapists and community to keep engaging with them. And many times it's the technological access and administration that really is key. But that is a full-time job. And to have somebody focus not only on that, but on conjugating the technological service at all, kind of relaying the operators' messages to the people that can orchestrate the actual thing is huge. Carita's been that connection point for us. So it was really I literally found her because she was learning my technique, only to immediately retire her and take all her clients, because
I still do some.
She does some every blue moon, but she shouldn't be on a schedule. So if you do see her on a schedule, you should book, because it's not gonna be there. It's my realm now.
Well, let's go back to the massage a little bit. I know that what you guys do is great for everyone, but who is the ideal candidate? Who could really benefit from what you guys do?
How about this? You know what? Because it's not a age group or a person. It's more of a state of intention. you want to come to a holistic person, not just massage, but also nutritionist and massage therapy and mental health when you're ready to be open to the work. You know what I'm saying? But you always want to be around it and exposed to it when you're not open to it, because you always need to be kind of swayed to give it a chance. But to actually participate in it, it's really your level of intent to say, can my mind be open in a different way?
Mm.
Can I eat a little different? Can my body feel a little different? Can I push my body a little different? If you're open to that, these experts will show you the beautiful path. You know what I mean? So really the main key, and I found people close to therapy in every age, every race, every gender, every preference, every political group. I found the closed-mindedness. I found that to be the one trait that will close a therapy session versus open, enhance it, and really heal your life. So I feel your intent to the service the open-mindedness needs to be, an open-minded person is required.
That's great.
I was gonna say you.
That's really good.
I was gonna say everybody, but Deon, that was good. That was good. Intention. You have to have like open intention.
Can you tell when someone isn't there? And how can you tell?
The combativeness, the conversation.
Uh-huh.
When they try to teach you.
Yeah. I don't
Oh,
like
boy.
that. That hurts. Or,
Uh-huh.
it's just in the conversation and willingness to take on direction. And
Yeah.
if they're not willing to take the direction because, working out hurts or the massage hurts or they're too afraid of the needles for the acupuncture or, then that's when it's like, okay, well,
It's the
maybe you're not
stimulus.
ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The stimulus is the big deal.
Yeah.
The thing about the cool entertainment and the good stuff, the stimulus is a good stimulus and it's a relieving stimulus, or it hits different neurotransmitters, right? This stimulus, the stuff that we're healing with, that's why it's the muscle burn stimulus, the stimulus to go back to your childhood with a counselor, the stimulus to really go through a stretch with a massage therapist, or the stimulus to eat broccoli when you just want to just drink some Dr. Pepper. I mean, eating good is. Have you tried to eat good and stop some of these habits?
Deon
My
has a
coffee
really hard
drinkers.
time.
Oh my gosh, that's been the most, and I can work out 3 times. It's the food that's killing me. So just kind of going through the whole holistic realm. It's the stimulus. The moment they get a stimulus, they have a lesson. It's too heavy. Listen, here's my reason why I can't go past this level. It's too nasty. Here's my reason why I can't eat this. It's too hard. Here's my reason why I can't go back and tell you about my dad. When you do that, it's like, okay, listen, I get that's what's been happening, and that's what's gotten your life so far. You know what I mean? But in order to start something new, we always got to change, and change always requires transformation, and that's a process. And a process is never relaxed. It always requires energy, and it always requires modification. And that's where we're going to get those, can you deal with that modification type of era? And they sense up, and if they don't recognize that they do it, you know what I mean? Because you say, hey, you tense up, and they relieve. But many times, a lot of them just keep fighting it, and it's a intention to rebuke the, you know what I mean, therapy, you know what I mean? And once again, there is no lying about it, you know what I mean? There's no fibbing. It's apparent to both the person receiving and the person giving. When you're not allowing in and I'm not being allowed in to enter, we both understand it. It is no misunderstanding. And that's one of the few things that you guys can get from a session and walk away without talking and know if you will see each other again or if you will see each other again. Like, it's one of the few things because, or will or will not, right? Because you know what I mean? So it's one of those things where it's the energy. Big, and Carita's huge on energy and everything else. So I'm sure that you probably feel it when you come in the door. But for me, I feel it when they're mid-table. So
This is tough. From the business side of things, how do you market to that target?
You market to everybody.
Yeah.
Well, one thing that I've learned is that you find your target market and you market to that until it no longer becomes your target market, and you switch it, and it's a learning process, right? Being a business owner, you tend to hit your head a few times.
Absolutely.
So our target market has changed, not drastically. It's more in the receiving of. So how do I put this? You have a target, you market to them as they come in. It's more your approach. It's more your approach to the person who's booked the appointment and the intake forms and the asking of the questions. Our approach changes one-on-one opposed to a marketing. Does that make yeah?
Oh, it
So,
makes total sense.
yeah.
People will never remember how good the massage. I mean, they will, but they're never going to remember technically how good it is. But they're going to remember how it felt to be all the way through, just meeting with you guys.
Right. The conversation, the questions that you ask, how aware you are of their energy when they come in, and how I'm talking to you, and would you like water after this, and do you have any questions in the follow up? That's where that's what starts to change. So you're still marketing and targeting everyone, your target market per se, but it's how you treat them when they walk through the door. That's the part that tends to change and shift a little bit.
And the stubborn ones get caught in by word of mouth. So if you get all the other ones in, the stubborn ones that rebuke it, because they're around the same community that we're serving. So the word of mouth and their trusted community, because sometimes they just don't trust a doctor. They don't trust a dentist. They don't trust a car salesman. They only trust their neighbor. They only trust their son, their daughter. So when Carita's saying market to everybody, now you may not have gotten Mr. Johnson, but you've gotten the wife, you've gotten the daughter, you've gotten the niece.
Mr. Johnson gonna eventually come in.
Eventually, they saw my shoulder, they did this. All right, let me give them a chance. And there's been clients that I've seen their wives or their husbands for years, so like really a year or two, and they are just now seeing me, and they are my faithful clients to this day. You know what I mean? And it just took them a minute. I just got tired of her just saying your name all the time, so I'm just here to see what the big fuss is. Came in not to like me. Books me all the time.
Yeah. Those are our favorite clients to get to. Like the family members of the clients we've served before. It's a validation of service, right?
That is true.
It's like you're not just, coming in the door because you liked my website or whatever it is, you liked our ads. Like somebody experienced what we can do and they love you and they still told you to come to us. Yes. So I love true. Those clients. Those are even best. If they can be difficult.
Yeah.
So tell us about community events. What do you do? Has it changed?
Community events are fun. They're a lot of work, but they're fun.
We amp it up this year for them.
Yes. So a couple years ago, 2 summers ago, we decided to take you don't always get the people walking through your door, so you have to take it to them, right? So we decided to start doing community events, especially in the summer. You know how summer activities amp up in Seattle as soon as the sun comes out. Yes. So we were like, let's go to the people. Let's take it to the people. So we started popping up tents, and
we're collaborating with some of your biggest organizations, Bill, the Marvina Thomas Network, Langston Hughes,
Africa Town,
the Islamic Tacoma Center. We are linking up with a lot of their already scheduled events, the YMCA, you're bring them up in, at different health fairs, different block parties, different basketball tournaments. But yes, we're going to be bringing sports massages, hopefully our other pals in holistic care, such as chiros, massage therapists, nutritionists with us, mental health professionals, all our partners there to really open up the barriers to these community activities. So we're going to where everybody else is already going for the fun. Remember what I told you this whole podcast? We are competing with fun. Self-care is competing with fun. You're watching the TV all day. You're going through the social grams all day. You're going to the restaurants. We need you to go to these doctor's appointments, these fitness trainers, just a little bit the same. So we want to take it to where they're already going to show the entanglement. Like, hey, have it all. Go to the gym and go here, then hit a nutritional appointment, and then go to the movies this weekend, but maybe you don't hit the movies every weekend. Maybe you hit the movies once a month and hit your mental health therapy session. You know what I mean? Maybe you just do it in moderation, right? You don't want to say no to the stuff now, but you want to say yes to some of the stuff later too, So
our first event coming up actually will be March 30th.
March 30th, yeah.
And that's going to be a health and wellness fair that he was talking about. We're collaborating with the YMCA and the Marvin Thomas Foundation, and they'll have vaccines there. They'll have screenings there. They were trying to do, I guess there's a breast bus that does the breast awareness, and that they're going to be coming out as well. And then our collaboration of bringing holistic care into the space. It's going to be fun. Those are the types of events that we're trying to bring the community, get people moving and more aware of their resources in their community.
Yeah.
Plus other screenings. I think they have like screenings and like health screenings there too.
They're going to have COVID testing there, vaccines, blood pressure screenings, assessments, health assessments are going to be being done.
Yeah.
They were trying to get I guess there's also a colon bus that comes out.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know. So they're going to be doing all types of
We still like
screenings
mainstream medical. Just because we're holistic, we still very much
we believe in them as
we
well.
want to partner with them if anything.
Yeah.
You know, we just don't need to be left out. But yeah, we still like those guys. So they come and support us too.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. Let's talk about your facility.
the
The
current one.
So yeah, I guess tell us about the current one. Are you exploring a new location? Is it in Tacoma?
Quite a few. So Deon just spoke of the Islamic Faith Center. We just got pulled into the Islamic Faith Center in Tacoma.
Okay.
They recently purchased a large building that was originally being used as a gym, about as large as like a 24-hour fitness, if not larger. And they have not been using the entire facility to its full capacity. And so they pulled us in to help kind of revamp the facility, bringing in fitness, massage, Intentions Juice Bar we've been talking to about having them coming into that space as well. So just making it like a whole health facility. So that's the Tacoma location. Right now, where you visit us actually was Sequilla, and we'll be hosting different events there this upcoming summer. So not really doing our one-on-one appointments there anymore. So we also have a location in Puyallup that we'll be doing, as well as doing the home visits as well.
And offering classes. We offer classes there as well.
Yes, offering classes at the Puyallup facility as well. So it's
and
been
our partnership with Rival. And we
Rival.
always show love in Seattle, because even though we are going back down south, we started in Seattle. We have a huge clientele in Seattle. We can't leave them hanging. So we do have a LinkedIn network with our in-network gym, Rival Fitness.
Rival Fitness, yeah.
Where is that?
Pine.
Oh, okay.
On
So it's
Pine in Seattle.
yeah, downtown-ish area.
Yeah. And so they're a gym as well, but they've offered us space to do bookings for massages there. So that's our Seattle location.
Okay.
So now you got Seattle, Sequilla.
And I changed it to a
Puyallup,
trainer
Tacoma.
there, so you can see my other version there too, because he has the full gym.
Watch out.
Yeah. He becomes a trainer that stretches.
Yes,
So,
I've experienced the stretching.
Yes,
I
So
sure
tell us
have.
about your experience in
My
stretching.
my experience with Deon's massage was one of a kind. Like, I walked away saying that was the best massage I've ever gotten, and I was so tired after. You gave me water. You gave me, I think I had 3 of those little waters, and I was like just speeding to get home because I was so thirsty.
Really?
Yeah, it was.
It's all that fluid movement throughout your body.
Yep. And he told me, and I'm like thinking back, and I'm like, was I fighting it?
Possibly, especially with it being your first time. I have
Yeah.
to admit, when I first got a massage from him, it was definitely, okay, Carita, relax. Okay, he's taking your arm now. Okay, relax.
Yes.
Breathe, so it's definitely a first experience for me too, being with him.
Yeah,
so.
I got like a few of those shakes, when like the
Let it go.
therapist is like shaking your arm, like you need to like loosen up here. Yeah,
Let
I got
it
a few of
go.
those, and I was like, all right, focus,
All right.
relax. Yeah, no, it was wonderful.
Well, good.
Well, we started with the past. Let's look a little into the future.
Okay.
What is the work going to do to change things? Tell me what you're doing and how it's going to affect things more on a big level, not just for you guys personally.
We're going to, with our movement growing the way it's moving and growing the way it's growing, is going to lower misdiagnosis and lower prescription levels, I believe. You do
That's the
not
goal.
understand how many times we go to the doctors with things we can solve holistically, and how much we take prescription wise what we can solve nutritionally and with lifestyle change and detoxing from something. So the level of misdiagnosis and maybe slashing on surgeries because of the ability to get to a composition satisfaction with other means, you know what I mean, would also help. And the lower of prescription medications, like those three things, I hope that our campaign truly fully targets. And with the integrative care teams that we're putting together with the holistic realm, really partnering with our partners with the traditional Western clinical realm, because they have some of the best the best technology to scan things and to test for things. So the combination of these maintenance providers with these clinical treatment providers should really jumpstart our health, should really lower the public health crisis big time. I mean, we should see numbers slash with obesity, diabetes, and heart disease alone within the next 5 years. Drastically
That's the
change.
goal.
And basically with the amount of data, another thing before I don't want to veer off, but just the amount of importance that data collection is, because they see us more, we get more opportunity to collect data from them. Even if it's just a blood pressure and a pulse rate and a temperature. If we just did that all the time with people who checking in and checking out, right? You'd have a cultivation of data along with theirs that would truly see change when you implement higher potassium diets or lower sodium diets, or you know what I mean, or more workout. Like you'll easily be able to see the shift in things and whatnot. So just by introduction of our data collection with theirs, you'll have a better understanding of human anatomy and physiology. So I'm really excited to the jump start that we should add to the healthcare innovation. Seriously, big time.
I love that.
Yeah.
We're all about data here too.
Yeah.
From like, and so are the insurance companies.
Right.
So yeah, you gotta, and they got a lot of it.
Yeah.
And they have a lot of that administrative structure that you're talking about, which really can influence how well a company does.
Right.
Regardless of the company's objectives, whether those are good or bad, data is king. And if you can analyze it properly, you can make really good decisions. So it's not only having data about, your patients and people in general to try and uplift healthcare and health in general, but also from a business standpoint too. I mean, that's how we make decisions every day is, are we performing for our clients? And let's use X, Y, and Z metrics to try and measure that for ourselves. And if we do that over time, we can see the trend lines and kind of see how the experiences are playing out, whether that's, more like a qualitative experience through reviews, for example, or a quantitative experience through the compensation that we get our clients at the end of the day. Are we doing the best work that we can for them and for ourselves too, as business owners? So I'm all on board with
Absolutely
factoring the data in.
You get it. That's exactly what it is. Yeah.
I would hope to, just on a personal level, person to person, that we also increase individual knowledge of self-awareness. Like I mentioned earlier, that there's so many conversations that exist in my head right now that people aren't connecting their mental to their physical. And so just making people more self-aware and being able to acknowledge what's going on within them. It's too many conversations in my head right now. It's like, well, what's hurting? I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? Is it muscular? Is it your bone? Is it? I don't know. They can't tell. They're not there. They're not able to connect it.
Yeah, or they don't have the vocabulary
for it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like one thing to feel it. It's another thing to be able to express what it is you're feeling.
That is true too.
Yeah, it's so tough.
It's all about education and practice.
Right.
Because you know what I mean? Like, your favorite basketball team and why they are. Your Seahawks team, or your favorite hobby, or your favorite shoe and why, down to the detail. That's because you practice it and you look at it all the time. You shop for it all the time, so you're going to get it. The moment we can have self-care, be that, if you look into self-care as much as you looked at it in entertainment, we'd all be monks.
Right.
I mean, if we can get lost, we get lost in the rabbit hole of Instagram. If we can get lost in the gym and in our nutrition like that, we wouldn't have half these problems. So it really is, honestly, we've always had the capability. You know what I mean? It's just simply, how can we introduce this training so they can practice, and at what age is it best to even do that? I mean, really for future studies. And that's where, I mean, putting this into schools, PE needs to completely be revamped. We need
Mm.
to reimagine PE,
Mhm.
nutrition, mental health. A lot of these things need to be core classes that maybe need to follow somebody throughout an
Right.
entire grade period to get them emotionally aware. I mean, yeah, along with your math and
Yoga.
grammars and all that stuff, let's keep those, but
Right.
definitely outlets of emotional self-control, because what's a genius if you can't emotionally regulate?
Mm.
You know, you're almost a convict in many in
Mhm.
instances. So to really supercharge our potential to the best innovative thing possible, I would recommend really implementing a lot of our holistic practices and early childhood development.
I love that.
Definitely.
It seems
Me
like
too.
what you're doing is really helping the one-on-one that you get to meet with.
Mhm.
But I love the idea of how do we make this more transformational for everybody? I mean,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
rather not just your clients, but the a broader group. I
Yeah.
mean, would go for
Definitely.
everybody, but let's just start with broad. I mean,
Right.
Mhm.
Start with the children.
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a last question.
So it's
Okay.
our
But
theme.
before I ask, is there anything else you guys wanted to touch on? Anything
Did
that
we
we
miss
didn't get?
talking
Did we
about?
miss anything big?
Really, I just want to thank y'all for giving us this platform, this connection, and I'm gonna just address the elephant in the room many times because we are very BIPOC and pro-black, you know what I mean, providers and everything
Mm.
else. Many times it symbolizes isolation or non-working with, you know, other groups or other institutions and whatever have you. But these alliances are merely just to get equality to us to participate amongst all. So at the end of the day, this is all about unity and just the step of just allowing us a platform to express
I
our
love it.
things. I don't think that's giving enough. That's huge in a sense to actually allow an audience to hear a different perspective,
Mm.
to receive a unionship, you know, so to speak, and to really open up the gates of innovation because we're smarter together. That's just and stronger together.
No
That's just
doubt.
that's just
Amen.
how it works.
And I agree. I concur. Thank you for this opportunity. So
Yeah, thank you so
thank
much for
you.
being here, being willing to endure this.
This is great. This is not enduring anything. This is I'm
Actually, that's
open.
true.
Thank
This has
you.
been amazing.
Okay, I'm going to try not to butcher this question.
Okay.
So, this show is all about advocating for people making a difference. Who do you think doesn't get enough credit in our communities for the work and change that they fight for?
There's so many people that we've worked with. I feel like I can't name one because if I do, it's going to take away from the others.
Mm.
We've worked so closely with different organizations that are very intentional with the work that they do for the youth, for single mothers, single parents, for equality, dad's rights, for, oh gosh, healing of the world is so many people.
Mhm.
That would be very hard for me.
That's
I'm gonna
fair.
share my flowers with
Oh gosh.
Fancy from Elevate putting on all the artists, Jeff
Yes.
Cheatham putting on all the black authors, Marvina basketball, like she's the reason why all these basketball tournaments are going on, many of them in Seattle.
That
Hope
help the
Rule
youth. She gets
from
back.
Asar Set teaching African spirituality, and Triana from Converge for covering many stories that, you know, aren't going on in the community and giving us a
Mhm.
platform all the time. I have a show there every Friday, Fitness Fridays every Friday, giving me a platform. So just a few of those people come to mind. Build, Andre, deep in community, continuously giving us continue giving out community grants and really boosting Black economics with their grants and everything that they have. So. Oh yeah, sorry, just a few of those just came to
See,
mind. And
that's
once
what I'm
we're missing
saying.
a lot
Like,
more. We're missing Langston Hughes. Yeah.
Langston Hughes, Africa. We've worked so closely with
Joaquin, yeah.
all these different organizations. That's why I see how he just went on.
Yep, just
Yeah,
off the
There's
top
so-
of his
I
head.
can totally see how that would be really a tough
It's
one.
really
know.
hard, right, to just say one. So thank you for doing that, Dean.
Najee,
But-
Fly Above Athletics.
Yeah.
Free fitness sessions all the day. Mixed Fit Tacoma. Free every day, 7 o'clock. fitness jams all the time. So much going on in the community.
Mhm.
So much going on.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well-
We're working harder at tying all those on our social media and on our
Yeah.
website. So if you find us
Yoga behind
Mhm.
bars.
on
That's
right,
it.
you're behind
Hey,
bars.
come
He
on
works a
now.
lot with the youth too, who are incarcerated.
Washington Therapy Fund, of course, Association. They're big ones. Mental health.
We will be
Mhm.
here all day.
Woo!
Yes.
But definitely, I would recommend people go find our website, holisticcoalitionw.com. Our social media, Instagram is our biggest platform right now,
Mhm.
and that's holistic coalition _NW. And what we're trying to do is promote all of these collaborations through those platforms. So
Mhm.
if you find us, they're all attached to those.
Please.
So
Love it.
because even you guys, I'm sure y'all work with, numerous people
Mhm.
that it's hard to just name one when you know so many people are touching different lives.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, we're looking for the unsung heroes that are out there.
Mhm.
And that's, I mean,
Mm.
yeah.
Man.
But y'all do like a real award show. That's how they always do it. Hey, who you like to thank? You just got to have
Mhm.
your top whatever have you. You know?
Yeah.
And we
Yep.
always say the statement, we love everybody. Sorry if I miss everybody, but boom, 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 boom.
Yep.
That's
It's
great.
like you've done this before.
Jesus
God
Christ,
told you.
God first, my mom.
Right.
That's right.
Yes. Well,
Well,
yeah.
Thank you so much. That's what we've got.
This is really good. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for, oh my gosh, just all of it. My heart is full.
Yes. Do you have massages today, Deon?
Yes. And guess who it is? My mother.
Oh.
Oh, no.
He has his mom
That
to work on.
client. I'll tell you about that one.
Right.